A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. As Jesus passed by, he saw a man blind from birth. He spat on the ground and made clay with the saliva, and smeared the clay on his eyes, and said to him, "Go wash in the pool of Siloam," which means sent. So he went and washed, and came back able to see. His neighbors and those who had seen him earlier as a beggar said, "Isn't this the one who used to sit and beg?" Some said, "It is." But others said, "No, he just looks like him." He said, "I am." They brought the one who was once blind to the Pharisees. Now Jesus had made clay and opened his eyes on a Sabbath. So then the Pharisees also asked him how he was able to see. He said to them, "He put clay on my eyes, and I washed, and now I can see." So some of the Pharisees said, "This man is not from God, because he does not keep the Sabbath." But others said, "How can a sinful man do such signs?" And there was a division among them. So they said to the blind man again, "What do you have to say about him, since he opened your eyes?" He said, "He is a prophet." They answered and said to him, "You were born totally in sin, and are you trying to teach us?" Then they threw him out. When Jesus heard that they had thrown him out, he found him and said, "Do you believe in the Son of Man?" He answered and said, "Who is he, sir, that I may believe in him?" Jesus said to him, "You have seen him, and the one speaking with you is he." He said, "I do believe, Lord," and he worshipped him. The Gospel of the Lord.
Going deeply into our Lenten journey, we follow Jesus, who in today's Gospel was asked by his disciples if the man's blindness is due to his own sin or the sin of his parents. For the Jews, any sickness is considered as a curse and is associated to sin. Jesus replied, "Neither he nor his parents sinned. It is so that the works of God might be made visible through him." Jesus, out of compassion and love for the blind man, was moved to heal him with the clay made of his saliva, which he puts in his eyes. When the blind man washed his eyes in the pool of Siloam, as instructed by Jesus, his eyes were opened, and gradually he saw light for the first time in his life. When the Pharisees heard about it, they interrogated the man, and to the face he told him that Jesus is a sinner and not from God. Jesus cannot do this wondrous thing, but the man, convinced that if Jesus is not from God, he will not be able to perform the astonishing sign of healing him, for no one has ever heard to open the eyes of a man born blind. Blinded by their arrogance and self-righteousness, the Pharisees did not believe him. And this man, poor, insulted, and rejected, is simple and humble to believe in Jesus, whom he does not know. So much so that when Jesus found and asked him If he believes in the Son of Man who is speaking with him, the man confessed his faith in Jesus. "I do believe, Lord." This has led him to worship his newfound Lord and accepted him as the light of his life. From then on, the man who can see walks with Jesus and lives guided by his light. Like the blind man whom Jesus pulled out of the pit of the darkness of his blindness, we too are asked to follow him and bear witness to his love, so as to bring life to others in fullness. We who believe in Jesus, the light of the world, is challenged to live as children of light, for light produces every kind of goodness, of righteousness, and of truth. As children of light, we have to do away with arrogance and self-righteousness, and not allow ourselves to be enticed by fake news disseminated by digital world, which hinder us to see the truth. Furthermore, let not greediness for power and money blind us to see the urgent need to take care of Mother Earth, our God-given home, which is defaced, destroyed, exploited. Thus, what is at stake is our human survival. If we do this act of goodness, we ourselves become light to others.